Hi guys, welcome back. I have a very special video for you today, something very different, something I'm very excited about. I got reached out to by Woomer Art, I think that's how you pronounce it, Woomer, right there. Woomer Art, and they asked if I would do an honest review on this acrylic marker set. So they sent it to me, and we're gonna do a little demo and review. And like they told me, I'm gonna be honest. They did send these to me for free, but yeah, I want to tell you guys my true thoughts on them so that you have a good idea of whether or not you'd like to get these markers. I have never used acrylic markers before. I've really been wanting to though. I've been looking up and down everywhere in local art stores for like the fine point felt tip acrylic marker pens, and I cannot find them anywhere. And I refused to buy any sets off of TikTok shop. I wanted to get them somewhere else. But I figured, perfect opportunity, if they want to send me some markers in a trade-off for a review in a video, why not? So this is our very first brand collab on this channel, which is really exciting. I never thought, I thought it would happen one day, but I never thought it would happen so soon. I haven't even hit a year yet on my channel, so I really wasn't expecting to get reached out to by a brand yet, but that's really exciting. And my very first impressions of opening them are pretty good. But let's go over to my little demo space and we'll swatch some colors, get a better look at what the markers look like in this case, and then we'll draw a pretty little picture in my sketchbook with these bright and colorful markers. All right, so first looks at our beautiful Woomer markers. 36 colors, I believe, when I looked, because I was sent these through Amazon. When I looked on Amazon, they were, I think, about $23.99. So they're like almost 20, 24, maybe $25 for 36 colors, which I don't think is too bad. I like the case. I will say my case did come broken, but I don't really blame the brand for that. Since it did come through Amazon, it very well could have just snapped in shipping. And it's not that big of a deal, but I think that this hinge right here is supposed to be fused so that when you open it, it would open hinged like that. So it would be almost like a book, but the hinge is broken. So it's just two separate things, but the markers are all clipped into these plastic things, so they're not going to fall out, which is very nice. And then this part, the hinge is still there. This is why I think it's supposed to be hinged, is because this one is. But you open it up, and you have a beautiful array of colors. But there's a decent amount of colors in here. I like the colors. The variety. I love all the pinks and reds. Those are my favorites. And then the markers themselves, let's take a pink one out. I think they're really pretty. I like the little star detailing on them. Like here, this star detailing I think is super pretty. Get a shake. Little ball in there or something. They're labeled with the colors, of course, but I think they're really pretty. I like them. I really enjoy the packaging of the marker. That really gets me. And I really like all of these, hollow cutouts that you can see the ink through. It's a nice touch, a nice little detail. Makes it unique. So, first thoughts. Like the packaging. I think it's very nice. Easy way to keep it organized. So that's super nice. Packaging, A+. The markers themselves, the design of the actual marker, also A+. I like that. These stars hitting a little itch in my brain. Love it. So first thing I would like to do with my new markers is we're going to swatch them in my sketchbook so we can see all the different colors and we can get a feel for how they feel. So let's pop that sketchbook open. Well, I think what would be fun is we'll just swatch them right next to her. Why not? I don't know what else I would put there. So we'll just swap them right next to this girl. What's on the other side? Yeah, that's fine. And we'll get to see how they bleed, if they bleed too bad. I'm willing to risk this page. It's not my favorite. So we're going to swatch them right here on this pretty little page. And I'm not, like, going to be super OCD about it. I'm not going to label the colors. I really just want to see how they feel. So let's get to swatching. It says to shake first. So we're going to give it a good shake. There's our tip. Can you see it? Is it focusing? Is it focusing? Yeah. Okay, let's do a little swatch. A little swatch. Ooh. These are nice. Okay, so it's kind of a swatch. I'm just gonna like do some marks. I want to see the colors and see how they write. That looks nice. It's really opaque. It's our very first swatch. Is it already dry? Yep, it's dry. Let's look at the other side. This is the other side. Can't see it. Oh. So it doesn't really bleed. That's great. That might be a no-brainer, I guess, because it's just paint. It's not like the alcohol markers. Nope, I got a little on my thumb. That's okay, it's acrylic. So I'm going to swatch the rest of these. You guys can watch some calming swatching time lapse. So now that we have our swatches done, my first thoughts on the flow, the feeling, the pigmentation of the markers is really good. They make a super good first impression. Now, of course, I don't have any other acrylic markers, So I don't really have anything to compare it to, I guess. But I think they look great. They're super pigmented. The felt tip works great. You can get a pretty fine line. They flow amazing, but the paint wasn't like overflowing out of the pens, if that makes sense. So I'm a little worried about that. And that, I mean, we'll see over time how that works, but let's look at the bleed. And as far as I can tell, there's no bleed. No bleed on these markers. You can kind of feel it, but of course it is like, it's a liquid paint going on. This is just a mixed media paper, so it would texture the paper just slightly. But so far, I'm liking them. I would recommend them. I think they're very pretty. My favorite colors are for sure these reds and pinks here. These yellows are really nice. And I really like those colors. So now, just give me a moment, and I'm gonna sketch out something for us to paint in my sketchbook. But I'm gonna sketch it out off camera, and then I'll come back and we'll add all the colors with these pretty little markers. So I'll see you in just a minute. All right. So this is the sketch we have. I decided I wanted to do a wolf, and then I wanted to do some kind of fruit, so there's really bright colors too. So I figured pomegranates would be fun. And I did this in color pencil. So now let's bring in our acrylic markers and add some color. This might have been an ambitious decision. Because at first I was thinking maybe I should just do some really basic flowers and fruit. But I just really wanted to do a wolf or something, like an animal. So yeah, we're gonna do this wolf. So watch me attempt to paint with these markers for the first time, and we'll see how it goes. So this is what we have so far. It looks pretty nice. The markers are working very well. They're definitely very buildable. You can layer them very nicely. There is some of my color pencil showing through, but that's what I want. So I definitely think with enough layers, just like maybe 2 or 3 layers, they would fully cover up all of that color pencil. There are some colors that automatically covered up the color pencil, like those grays and browns. They're super pigmented. They're super pigmented, and some of those greens. But some of the lighter colors, like that lighter red and this yellow, had a little bit of a harder time. But they're lighter colors, so I'm not really holding it against them. But this is not finished. I want to layer this with some color pencils and add some finer details to it. And then I'll show you the final product. And that's not to say that these aren't good enough to make a picture on their own. They obviously are, but I really love mixing different medias. So I'm going to go grab some of my color pencils. I'm going to add some details to this. And then I'll come back and I'll show you guys my final artwork and give you my final thoughts on these Woomer markers. So we're all done. Look at that beautiful woof. Now I really like it. It turned out really great. Well, adding the details, as you know, with colored pencils. And then I actually went back and added a few more details with the markers at the end, like that white highlight around. I know I didn't finish like this edge, but I just didn't really, I don't know, I wasn't vibing with it, but I really like how the fur turned out. I love the colors. These markers are really fun. There's 0 bleed on the back. Here, I'll prove it. It's a little dim over here, but look. 0 bleed. A completely usable paper on the other side. It's perfect. I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with those markers. So my final thoughts on my Woomer acrylic markers. I love them. I think they're awesome. And that's me being honest. I'll say what will really test them is time. I'm curious to see how long they last, if they have any issues drying, because only time will tell that. And I will update you guys if they do, but so far I have no complaints. The yellow, I was a little anxious, because also there's a warning on the package that says to store them laying flat, which are paint markers, so there is a risk of them leaking. And I was worried that they would leak, like I would have a marker that would leak a bunch on the paper. The yellow did kind of leak, but only in the beginning, and then it wasn't an issue again. So we'll see. I mean, I used a bunch of colors and only one of them did that, and it wasn't a major issue. And then I ended up using that color to do like the whole background of it, so it kind of worked out anyway. But other than that, I think they have great coverage, they have great pigment, they don't bleed. The pen tip is really nice. Packaging is lovely. I feel like they're very affordable. I feel like 25-ish for 36 markers is not bad. And if I recall correctly, I might come in and edit this part, but I'm doing this video before I get the final info. But I've been told that I would get a discount code for you guys to go and use, so follow that link and look in the description for that discount code. If I get it before I upload this video, which I should, then I'll put it up here. And if not, then I'll cut this out entirely. So we'll see. I'm hoping that you guys are going to get that discount code so that you can go get these markers too. But I like them. I think they're fun. I cannot wait to use them again. I will be using these a bunch. I've been thinking about making, what are they called? Artist trading cards? ACOs? You know what I mean? I've seen them on TikTok. I've never heard of it before. But people are like making tiny little paintings and drawings. And they're making like the size of Pokemon cards And I want to do that, and I think these markers will work pretty good. And they work great for mixed media, which is what I love. I love mixing different things, especially with colored pencils. And they work great with that, so I'm happy about that. I think they're pretty good. I don't know. Thank you so much, Woomer, for sending me these markers. I'm very happy with them. I'll get a ton of use out of them. And I hope you guys check them out too. And yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you like my drawing. And I hope you have a lovely, lovely day and an awesome week. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.